stay close. Can't stand with a man them two toes. And that's a different level they boast. Put himself positioned to be a ghost, but still I position on post. I gotta just do my numbers, lay them down. If I must, my family need their slumber.
This is more for the people of the UK. Alright? And I'm not trying to scare anybody that isn't living in the UK. But I want to ask them this question. And the question is, people, do you feel safe in the UK? This is not to excite violence or anything. You know, I just want to get people's perspective, and hopefully they hit the comments up and let me know how you feel. Because this is a serious thing. I'm not telling you that, you know, I fear anything or I'm walking around scared, and I'm not even telling you that you should feel like that. You know, I'm asking you, how do you feel? Because people have to really understand that when it comes to the UK is like no other country when it comes to the laws of self-defense. Okay? It's like no other country when it comes to laws of self-defense. Yeah? Let alone the housing and all the other stuff that's going on, but we're talking about self-defense laws. I don't know if anyone's looked into it, because we're always talking about everything that's going on in the UK, and I never really hear people talking about this, even though it must pass people's minds from time to time. In the UK, we're not allowed to bear arms. In the UK, we're not allowed, you know, to have certain weaponry in our homes, you know. And people, I'm telling you now, the laws have definitely changed from back in the day. All right. Do you remember back in the day, you used to have like a samurai sword? As long as you got the case and everything, or for the wall or the stand, it can be seen as an ornament. Okay, now that has gone out the window. Okay, that's out the window now. The laws have been changed, and I know that for sure, because I know someone that was caught with one as an ornament, and they still got arrested for it. Also, you cannot order knuckle dusters to your home. Okay, you cannot order knuckle dusters to your home. Now, I'm not going to sit here right now and go through all the weapons that you're allowed to have in your home. Okay, because I haven't even fact-checked everything. But I'm just telling you, no knuckle dusters and no swords. And that's obviously probably because the laws changed, because over the years, the amount of sword attacks, zombie knife attacks have been made. You know, so they probably, you know, changed the law for that reason. Because they couldn't control it, you see. How does that make you feel? How does it make you feel like, if you think in your mind right now of all the things that you could use to protect your family, you know, having a dog is definitely a good thing, you know. But then the way the laws are, if your dog does bite someone, are they going to be allowed to sue you, or is the dog still going to be in trouble? No, like, you might think this is like a joke. You might think this is a joke. But we're talking about people who actually press charges. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about people that actually press charges. Not everybody presses charges, but a lot of people do. You know, there's been many occasions where there's been altercations in the street, and the person only pressed charges because he wants to get some money for his injuries. Now, that's a big thing that's happening in the UK. And to get the money for the injuries, we all know that you have to file a criminal report, which involves informing the police, which can lead to arrests. Do you understand? So you've got that to deal with too. You know? I know someone close family member, close. And hey pops, but you know, they had a situation where they was working at a train station and they was attacked, but they dealt with this situation, and somehow, God forbid it, the guy didn't die, but somehow the guy landed on the train tracks and he lost his legs. And from that day that happened, they've been trying to get all types of money out of the person I know. All types, all to this day, they're trying to, you know, and well, not now, not so much now. The person that done it is like kind of old now. But This is the thing about the UK. So we don't live in no third world country where we can pay the police off. I'm not trying to say that's a good thing. I'm just saying, like, it's an option. You understand? Because it's an option to have, because there's certain things that I feel, I'm chatting madness, but it is what it is. There's certain things, crimes that I feel that people shouldn't go to jail for. You know, I feel that there's certain crimes that people shouldn't go to prison for. You know? Because sometimes people are just trying to make a money. Like, if no one's been hurt, okay, all right, there's going to be obviously discipline techniques to put in place. But in certain third world countries, like, you can get away with more, and I suppose things are looked at as more petty. Because if they're willing to allow you to pay money to get off of certain things, you know. But this country is very stiff. It's not like that. And I'm not saying it should be like that, but it's just not. It's not like that. You know. And don't forget, this video is not to incite anything. This is just an awareness video on if people feel safe. You know, because the law is really not in our favor when it comes to protection. You have to really think about this, people. Like, how many of you have got daughters? You know what I mean? How many of you got women that you love? Like this, even your wives, even your girlfriends. It doesn't even stop at just your daughters. It's people that you love in general. Your mother, who's got elderly, you know what I mean? Elderly people that still get up and go shopping. You know, still go down Deptford Market. You know them type, like, you know what I mean? Still hit Lewisham Market. You know what I mean? So like, they're not allowed to carry a taser. Now, if you go onto a website, I've got to be careful with this. Like, if you go onto certain websites, yeah, and you type in tasers, small tasers, yeah, on Google, yeah, some tasers are gonna come up, right? That are very nice size. Now, I'm not saying that anyone should buy it, but they're a very nice size, yeah, and they're like same size as a lighter, like they're the same size as a lighter. You know what I'm saying? So imagine that in your purse, innit? Someone comes and runs up on you, like, and some of them tasers, yeah, they can like really take down a horse for real, yeah. But look, I'm not trying to say that. I mean, what I'm trying to say is this is the whole point of me bringing up the taser, right? On Google, right? Is your daughter, your sister, your mother, they're not allowed to have a taser in their pocket. Now, I think the law should be changed for that personally. And I feel that if people that haven't got a criminal record, so you know, like in certain countries where if you haven't got a criminal record, you're allowed to have a strap, a gun, right? So why is it in this country, if you haven't got a criminal record, you're not allowed to have a taser? I don't really understand that, because it's not fair on certain, like even the gang violence as well. It's not really fair on some people. I know people, young people that's been to uni and they're not gang affiliated, but they've got caught up in things. I'm not saying it's a good idea to get a taser and when you get into a situation start pulling it out and start tasing people, because that might bring you more problems than you had to start with. But I've heard that people have gone to uni and have end up getting into passes with the locals, but they're not even from that walk of life. So I'm trying to say, like, how is this even fair? Like, I'm talking about for the humble people. Like, and I'm talking on this year, and if they ever do it on a thing of if you've been to jail or you've got criminal records, you can't. So I'm not going to be allowed to do it. Okay? And that's the reason for this video, yeah, is that I won't be allowed to do it. But you know who I feel? I feel for the proper humble people. Now, I'm not saying I ain't humble, but when I need to, I get busy, right? That's just what it is, yeah. But I'm talking about, you see the proper humble people that are like, you know, that they don't even know how to get busy. Like, don't let people ever think about those people. The humble people that walk around us from day to day, they're not angry, they're not into nothing. They've never had a fight, or they might have had last time I had a fight was at school. These people have got to walk in amongst the wolves. How is this fair? Like, really think about this, people. Now, this is not a petition, yeah, to get people to, what's the word? To get straps put on the roads, yeah? I don't want to say that word because it's sensitive over here. So to get straps put on the road and everyone should have a strap. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying to you people is that man's not even allowed to carry a taser in the UK. I don't even think you're allowed to carry, you know, the thing that the feds use, the kosh. Yeah, the one that you press and it comes out. Yeah, I don't even think you're allowed that. I think it's, I don't know, remember the old laws used to be anything past 7, but I don't know what it is now. But you, baseball bat in a car, you got to make sure you got a ball. And maybe even a glove. That's it. No, it's real like that. You know? If you got a cricket bat, you better carry the what are they called? What is the 3 things called? Is it wickets? Is it wicket? I don't remember what it's called. You better carry everything. You better carry the knee pads, everything, because it's not. I'm telling you about something right now. If someone comes into your house, yeah, and God forbid, you know what I mean, but if someone comes into your house and tries to do something to you in your bedroom, and you end up like, you know, enforcing certain things, you might not get. You might have to do some jail time. You might have to do some jail time. I don't really hear nobody talking about this in the UK, you know what I mean? Because everyone in the UK is madded anyway, you know what I'm saying? So they're always on go, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, regardless of who's got what put down and who this and that, we've got to watch our children go to school. We've got to watch our children go to college. We've got to watch, some of us have got children that have gone far out to uni, out of town, to Birmingham or Luton or Bedfordshire, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, they ain't got nothing, they're not protected with nothing. But then yet still, even though they're not protected with nothing, you've got all these mad people running around. They're finding people in bushes. The woman the other day, no disrespect to you, rest in peace lady, you went running, she was a runner, and she never came back. They found her body the other day. Now, these things are happening. We keep hearing and hearing more and more about, you know, the organ trafficking and whatnot. This stuff is actually really happening. And while this stuff is actually really happening, our daughters and our kids have no protection. Yeah, I don't really think people, like, this is deep, man. This is deep. Like I said before, I'm not saying that everyone should have a strap license, but at least give the people, why is there not an option for the people that have no criminal records? I don't, like, what's going on with this place? Like, seriously, because I'll tell you something. There's always been violence in the UK, but it's getting handled a bit different now. You know what I'm saying? It is getting handled a bit differently now. Yeah, so I just wondered, like, put the comments down, like, do you feel safe? Like, I know some of you parents be sitting up at the window waiting for your child to come home. Should you even have to feel like that? Not that even if she had a taser, you wouldn't feel like that. But wouldn't it take away a bit of the risk? The risk factor, wouldn't it take a little bit of anxiety away? Even when you send your youth to someone's yard, like, and the youth them asleep over and them thing there, knowing that there's all 5, 6 youths in the house. There's really predators out here for real. Just knowing that the family have got something to hold them down. Now, we all got stuff to hold them down. But I'm saying, listen, people, don't get this confused. We know we're not playing no games if them in them situations. But I'm talking about legally. Can I tell you something now? When you protect yourself, it's mad, isn't it? It's like, there's only a few guys that's got off of that, isn't it? You know what I mean? So, the laws in the UK is crazy. Everything that's going on in the UK, and right now it's very hostile, like we said in past videos, it's very hostile right now because the way things are. So hostility only brings madness and beef and wars. But in between it, there's people get touched with mistaken identity all the time. Yeah? Now the police, check this out now, the police, they're supposed to be, you know what they're saying, they're supposed to be here to protect us, taxpayers' monies and whatnot, right? They're here to protect us. But they got certain tools that wrap around their utility belts. You know, some of them, man, they think they're Batman. They got everything wrapped around them. remember there was one screw in Belmarsh one time, people. This guy had everything. Like, I swear it wasn't even legal. They used to call him Utility Belt. And he used to have, I tell you, some of you might know him. And he used to have everything. Like, he had about 15 different things around his waist. I was like, what are you doing with that? Like, what are you trying to do here? Like, you really thought he was in Gotham. But yeah, people, put your comments down below, because I want to see if you not feel safe. Because I don't really hear no one talking about this, man. Like, I'm not even going to talk about if we end up in the madness with certain countries. Can you put yourself in this position right now? Can you imagine planes flying over you, certain man jumping out, wherever they're from, whatever country's got beef with us, yeah? Not with us, with them, jumping out with ARs, and you're there with what? Your kitchen knife. This country might be one of the easiest countries to take over if they end up getting on the land, because they can use people as hostages very easily, because people them haven't got the firepower. But anyway, that's that part of it. But anyway, just something I wanna. How do you lot feel? Like, how do you feel? Do you feel that UK? Do you feel safe? Or you don't think about it? Or you're just one of them people that don't even know what's going on around you, so you don't even think about that stuff. And don't get it wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not something that you want to be thinking about. Even when I see some of the things popping up on my phone, I don't even read some of them. I just look at the title and say, oh, I don't even want to read that. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it is too much. But thinking about your safety is never too much. I always like to be one step ahead, you know? But anyway, this is something I wanted to share with you. Don't forget to put your comment down and just tell me what you feel. Because something ain't right, man. It's like, when you look at other countries and look at UK, we're like sitting like ducks just waiting to be plucked. For those that can't do the plucking, if you understand what I'm saying. Huh? But anyway, love and peace.
Gotta remember the people around you, stay close. Can't stand with a man them two toes. And that's a different level they boast. Put himself positioned to be a ghost, but still have position on post. I gotta just do my numbers, lay them down. If I must, my family need their slumber.